Hi, I'm Teeny and I work with multiple brands to connect them to creators like yourself. I'm not much of a gatekeeper when it comes to information, and actually it would make my job a lot easier if you knew half of the stuff that I know. I'm going to split this kind of video into a few parts. It was going to be one long video, but I feel like there's too much information for one video, so you may have to come back and just see if there's anything else I can offer you, I guess. So let's start with question number one. The number one question I got on Twitter: am I big enough? Now, normally it's affiliates that ask this question. The lack of a check mark makes them feel like maybe they're not good enough. Actually, that's completely false. A lot of the time, I'll be looking for people with a substantial platform. That's true. Yes, the brand wants exposure, and I want someone that can give them that exposure. I'm the middleman. That's my job, is to find the best for both parties. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the bigger creator is going to be better than the smaller creator. For example, if I know that you, as a small affiliate creator, is making excellent quality content, there is no reason in hell why I would choose a bigger creator over you. But the main thing for the am I big enough kind of section of this, I'm actually going to need you to put yourself in the brand shoes. Just do this for a second. Do this with me. Put yourself in the brand shoes. You're a brand. You have a product or a game or a website that you want to promote. What do you want? You want maximum exposure, right? You want to sell as much of your product and get as much income as you can for that product. It makes sense. That's why we pay people to use their platforms and their reputation on our behalf. Yes, brands are paying for maximum exposure, and sometimes they need bigger creators to do this. They are paying for the use of your platform, your reputation, and your voice, plus quality of content if you have it. Numbers definitely have a huge part to play, but this doesn't mean that you can't get a brand deal or a sponsored piece of content. Just by making video reviews of brands that you actually enjoy using and you like and you're interested in, you could be setting yourself up for a future of multiple brand deals. And these multiple brand deals may come before you have a substantial platform. It's all based on quality of content in some cases. Personally, when I'm looking for creators to promote a campaign, I'll always go for quality of content and then size of creator. If I can get both a huge creator with amazing quality of content, those are the first people I'll use, because I know that my brand and my campaign is going to hit a large audience in a very good way. However, sometimes I'll throw a curveball in there and put a smaller creator in just to see how they do. So to answer question one, yes, you're always big enough. But unfortunately, sometimes brands want to get a lot for their money, which is normal, right? The second most popular question: how do brand deals work? So I'm going to tell you kind of about both sides. So in terms of what I do exactly, I'm like a middleman. I get paid a flat rate to connect a brand to a creator. And that's per campaign. That's not per creator. Man, I should really up my fees. I will first reach out to my green list. These are creators that I know have exceptional quality content with a huge platform, who I know would do the brand justice. However, they didn't get selected for a campaign before, or there's someone that I've worked with before that did amazing work. I'll only reach out to the people that exactly fit the brief. Once they're accepted, they're put onto a shortlist. Now, my shortlist has a few people on it, but I need some more for the brand consideration. So that's when you'll see my post on Twitter. These posts are where you guys come in. Now, you guys express yourself in multiple different ways, and it's my job to kind of weed through everything and find people that would be perfect for the brief. Those people then get added to the shortlist that I have. This shortlist that I have maybe has like 10, 12 people on it. I'll present this to the brand, and they then go through all the socials and everything, and they choose who they want to work with. It's not me that chooses, it is the brand. So they come back to me with a list of creators that they want me to approach on their behalf, and then that's when we start talking. I approach you, I tell you all the details of the brand and the deal with the deliverables. A deliverable is like the list of stuff that you need to do for the brand. That's what they're asking for. It's like a list of things, like a task list, yeah? I tell you about the brand and exactly what they want you to do, and then the conversation moves to payment. But we'll get to that in a second. That's a whole different topic. You, the creator, look over the deliverables, which is the list of stuff to complete, and then you do what you do best. You get creative. Eventually, you'll have finished your tasks, all the things on the list, which is when you need to provide us proof that you've completed it. Now, this could be a screenshot of the analytics or a link to the video where we can pull the analytics from, but we need this so that we can make sure that we're telling the brand that, hey, look what we did for you. This is your proof of completion. And if you're a true angel, you will send me an analytic sheet I go back to the brand with these analytics and these links. They say thank you, and then we both get paid for a job well done. Yeah, I get paid the same time as you, so I want your work completed as much as you do, and I want it done to a high standard. Okay, now the bit you're interested in, payment. How does it work? Now, I'm going to split the payment bit into a couple of like mini sections because I feel like there's a lot of bits to it that people want to know the answer to, but I might not be able to answer in one single paragraph. Okay, so just bear with me. Hopefully I'll be able to answer your question. But this section is, how does payment work? So, just like creators, brands can also vary in size. You could have mega corporations like Nintendo or PlayStation, or you could have tiny little game studios. And the budget that they give me also depends on their size. Well, not always. So for example, I could have a campaign given to me by a huge brand, but they've only given me $5,000 to spend on my creators. Or I could have a game dev that has literally given me 50 grand to spend on creators. So when there's a big brand that only gives me about $5,000, I know that this is called a micro campaign. It's something that they do need to promote because it's something that they've promised the company they'll promote. However, they are saving a lot of the marketing budget for something bigger later down the line. So when it comes to huge brands like PlayStation, Nintendo, they'll often save this for like November, December time when there's Christmas and their sales go through the roof. Makes sense, right? So in summer, these micro campaigns, these are your foot in the door. I hate to say it, but it's true. If you do an amazing job here, you could open yourself up to a much bigger payday down the line. And this is where a lot of creators fall flat. So in a nutshell, I have between 5 and 10k sometimes to spend on creators, and I want to get as much exposure for my money as I can, but I want to do it in the right way. I'm a person in the middle. I've been a creator and I have also worked with brands. I want the best for both people. I want to pay my friends who I know are putting in so much hard work, and I want to pay them well for their time, but I also want to make sure that the brand gets enough for their money. So here's how I personally approach creators. I will start off at the top of my list, my green list. These are people that I've worked with before, and a lot of these people will have set rates. Their set rates could be in the thousands, and that's fine because I know that they give me quality content. I know that I'm guaranteed a certain amount of user exposure. I will place a lot of my bets on these people. I will get the most that I can afford out of these, and then I'll start to go down the list. And this is gonna sound something like you don't want to hear, but the further down the list I go in size of creators, the less money I'm spending. So the more creators I'm getting in. One method that I personally like to use a bit better is to get these big hitters, the ones with these rate cards in the thousands. I'll give them their rates. I will not argue their rates. And then I'll split the remainder of my fund equally and approach each creator equally with a section of this fund. And hopefully they accept. How much should you ask for? Well, I made a rate sheet a while ago, which is good for small partners and downwards towards affiliates, but it's not so good for people with hundreds of thousands of viewers, as they have really niched their audience and they definitely have a presence there that wouldn't be suited to having kind of a calculation sheet. Those people are better off with rate cards, set rates for what exactly they do, because they can guarantee views. When I was a partner averaging 100-ish, I used this and I got a ton of brand deals. I did my research and also used the research of another creator's carefully curated data, and I came up with this sheet. So I hope this works for you if this is what you're looking for. So when it comes to payment, there are a few things you need to take into consideration, which a lot of people don't take. They see a big brand name and they expect that the campaign budget comes directly from that brand's bank account. That is completely wrong. I am set a specific locked amount. That amount will not change. It does not matter how much you tell me that you deserve more. I cannot change the amount that I am given. Therefore, if you are too expensive for me, I just won't be able to afford you. It's not that I won't negotiate, it's that sometimes it's just not possible. And the reason for this is that a lot of people don't know the difference between an affiliateship, a sponsorship, and a one-shot. What's a one-shot? Crazy. Is this lingo you've never heard before? So an affiliateship is when you are given something in exchange for working. So you are given a code, let's say for example G Fuel. G Fuel like, hey, you're an affiliate now. Wicked, right? And G Fuel will give you a code and you earn 20% for everything that you sell. So if someone uses your code, you'll get money. But you're not being sponsored. You don't get a ton of free stuff. You're not really earning anything unless you put the effort in. A sponsorship is when a company believes in you enough that they want to pay you for your services. Hey, Logitech want to sponsor me? They want to give me loads of free stuff for using their really cool mic on all my videos, even though I have one of equal quality that I could be using? That's awesome. It's like I believe in a brand, so they believe in me. They do not sponsor me. By the way, I'm not sponsored. I'm just making a point. A sponsorship is when a company believes in you enough to put you in their spotlight and pay you either monetarily or in product to promote their product. And this agreement can last for a year, 2 years, 5 years sometimes. They want to put your name and your face and your reputation to their brand. A one-shot, now this is completely different. So whereas Logitech or Elgato or other companies like that may actively sponsor streamers, they also do one-shot campaigns. And this is specifically for brand new products. So they may reach out to creators for, I don't know, a G Cloud, you know, the gaming console they've just released. They may reach out to people for a G Cloud to get reviews and stuff, but these don't necessarily go to all of their sponsored people. These might go to people completely outside, and they'll sponsor you either in product or in payment. And this is what I do. I do one-shot campaigns. I have a smaller budget. It doesn't come directly out of the company's bank account. I'm given an exact budget that I have to work with. So if I come to you and I say, hey, this company is offering one high value item plus $500, for example. That is all I can offer you. I don't have the space to offer thousands, but if the brand is very reputable, I would suggest taking it. Not only because it's $500, but because it could open the door for you with this company later down the line. And this is something I've noticed specifically with Twitch streamers, is that they often overvalue themselves based on one platform. Sponsorships, yeah, you're gonna have a great time, often a lot of payment and free product, but one-shots, these are completely different. I could have a budget of 50k and a budget of 1k in the same week for two very different products, and it's my job to do the best with what I have. So being unable to negotiate on rates could put you out of the running for other brands. Now that I know that you charge $3,000 for one video, but I could only afford $1,000 in that case, I'm not going to approach you for other reputable brands where I can't afford $3,000. And you might think, well, that's fair enough, but actually these brands could have been like your dream brand, and these could have been brands like Nintendo or PlayStation that came to me with a smaller one-shot campaign. If you price yourself too high, you could hurt your future chances. And this leads me nicely into my next segment. What are your platforms worth? Unfortunately, Twitch streamers, it is not good news. Your sponsored stream segment, which was 5 minutes long, is actually not as effective as a 3-minute ad segment on a YouTube video. This is because my advert is on YouTube for life, but your VOD gets deleted in 30 days. My YouTube video is always going to be searchable, but in 30 days, my advert on your channel is never to be seen again. TikTok, Twitter, and Insta posts, they are all extremely helpful to us. They're there till the end of time, giving us more opportunity to pop off just that little bit. So yes, I know you may average 100 viewers. Well done. But charging $1,000 for talking for 5 minutes about a product will not get you very far when doing a one-shot campaign. Let's put this into perspective. Please, just bear with me. Say, for example, I walked into a room that you were sat in with your friends, and I said, hey, look, I've got this really cool product, this really cool item. I will give you $500, and you can have this for free. Have the item for free. I'll give you $500 if you tell these 100 people in here about this item, just for 5 minutes. Any normal person would say, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'll take the $500 and talk about this for 5 minutes. What are you kidding? That's $500. The hell? But as soon as you add in a TikTok or an Insta reel or an Insta post, suddenly it's too much work. I just need a lot of people to really think about what too much work is. If I sat here and I gave you $750 and I said, hey, I would like you to talk about this for 5 minutes whilst you're live anyway, make a TikTok or an Insta reel, which realistically are the same video, and then tweet about it, and I'll give you $500. For a lot of people, that is insane. Just tweeting about something, writing a tweet, and creating a short video and talking about something for 5 minutes. If you were working a day job, you just earned a week's wages for something that would take you an hour maximum an hour. And it's very impressive to see so many streamers overvalue their platforms and charge 10 times the amount that they should be charging. Obviously, again, this only applies to smaller partners and affiliates, people without multiple thousands and hundreds of thousands on other platforms. If you have 100k on a platform, you do you. I'll pay your rate. But if you don't have something substantial on multiple platforms, you cannot expect to charge that much. but I hope you found this helpful. I'm only trying to be helpful. All of this is based on my personal opinion and my experience of working in between brands and creators. I'm not a brand, I don't create anymore, but this is just my experience. And I'm always happy to answer questions or go deeper into things should you need it. So if you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or sometimes I do tweet out and ask some questions and get your opinions on things. If you would like to see more Creator Paid Up, please follow my Twitter. That is where I post them after I've looked at my green list. If you feel like you'd be a good fit for the green list, please send me a DM with your media kit. Thank you.